So, first of all, I'm really glad to be here with you. We are going to talk today about challenge starting a career in the tech field. And why is important to talk about it? In the last years, a lot of people have changed careers. And the second most chosen field is technology. So we have right now a huge numbers of beginners in this area. So it's important to be prepared to face those challenges. And if it's not your case, you are not a beginner, it's important to be prepared to help someone you know that is in this situation. And who am I to talk about it? Well, my name is Gisele. I'm years old, and I started my career this year in January as a test analyst trainee. I'm working right now in a company named DB Global Software. It's based in Paraná, a state of Brazil. If you want to see, I let a picture here. So it means that I have a fresh memories about some challenge and other ones I'm still facing right now. And this is our first important point. The challenge will never stop. And I'm not saying this because I want to scare you or make you give up of your career. But it's important to have this in mind because you certainly will have some challenge as a beginner right now. Maybe you will be confused about your next steps. Maybe you took some time solving a simple issue, but you will certainly have challenges as a senior. Maybe more technical issues. Maybe sometimes you need to improve a soft skill to solve a situation. But the point is that those hard situations doesn't mean that you are doing something wrong or you are a bad professional. Actually, I want to invite you to see things in another point of view. Try to see those situations as opportunity to grow, because every time you solve a problem, you are a bit more prepared for something more complex. So you are involving your journey. And talking about journey, the first challenge that it's common to face is try to carry the world. What does it mean? Imagine this scene is your first working day. You meet your team, you made a few calls, then you realize that your team has a problem or an opportunity to improve something. Then you think, oh, this is not a big thing. I can learn it and help my team solving this. Then a few moments later, you realize another problem. And then you go again. Okay, this is not a big thing too. I can learn it, help my team. And it keeps going. In the end of the day, you have in your mind a huge list, or if you're a person like me, you will have a list in a paper, a huge list of things that you want to learn to help your team. And this is not wrong. But the problem is when we try to learn everything at the same time and faster. It's common occur when we came from another career because we are used to be independent. We are used to be the person that helps the other and do things without asking help. So we want to be this same kind of professional or this same person in the journey that we started yesterday, forgetting that took years to be this professional. You want to be this person now. This is unfair and this is not possible. This is the moment, and most people face a burnout. If you don't know, a burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that is caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. And clarifying things, these are your own demands because nobody is asking you to solve everything by yourself alone and faster. You have a team for this reason to help each other to solve things together. Your team knows it. You are is the person that needs to understand it. So after that, what you can do about this? Well, first, understand that you must respect yourself, respect your growing time, and put your mind that you will achieve your goals. You will be an important member of the team that help the others. But it takes time. It takes time to build knowledge, takes time to build a career, so you have to be patient. After that, you can plan your goals. Or in this case, if you are learning, you can make a study plan. Now you can say, "Oh, I already have a study plan. I want to be a developer, so I will study logical programming. Then I will study Python or Java or another language. Then I feel a bit about database and a lot of things." And sorry to disappoint you, but this is not a study plan. In this way, the only thing that you will get is frustration, because in this way, you cannot realize when you will be ready for the next step, when you have learned enough. You will not see the results of your effort. So in this case, you can use a helpful tool that is called SMART. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. But how can I use it? Well, I use myself as an example, um, as a test analyst. Using the wrong thought, I used say, I want to learn automation to make automated tests because my team need it. And here I have a way for frustration, because I will not see when I will be ready for do something to my team. Using the SMART method, I will say no. Well, I want to code a script that fills the login information on this specific website using Ruby, that is a language programming, because my team has a system that needs login and they use Ruby for automation. And I will do it starting every day, 30 minutes to an hour. And I hope to get ready for this in less than 1 month. So now I know that I want to go from this point to this point. I know time that I want to do it, that is 1 month. And I even have how I'm gonna do it, that is starting every day, practicing this. So now with a small action in a short time, I learned something that is important to my team. Instead of frustration, I feel the feeling of victory because I win a challenge that I put to myself. And I'm ready for the next step, because in my case, or in a lot of cases, you don't have to learn just one thing. You have a lot of subjects related to your position. So test is not just about automation. You have to study another things. Well, jumping to another situation. Remember that you are not alone. Sometimes in your career, even in the beginning, it's common to feel that you are lost because you don't know the next step. I felt this myself because I was in a project and I was afraid to ask help to seniors. So I tried to solve everything alone, just searching on Google, and it took a lot of time. It would be really better if I had asked help. But so remember that you are not alone. You have a team to support you. This is the reason they are there. But more than that, you have a great tool, the communities. And today we have the privilege to have access to communities in the whole world. So we have groups about the technology and itself, like Python, Java, JavaScript. You have groups about positions like analysts, developers, managers. And if you want to be more specific, you can also meet groups focused in help women in tech careers. So you can choose one of those groups if you want and be part of them. In those groups, you can learn through the experiences of the others without had to pass the same way. And you can ask suggestions, you can find friends for life, and you can also ask them to teach you something that you need to learn. So as our friend said in the last talk, you can search for a mentor there. But isn't all. Straight to our mainly point. So how can I grow constantly, but in a health way without prejudice my mental health? Well, challenge yourself. Do not allow yourself to be in your comfortable zone. But this sounds confused. You say to be patient to myself. Yes, be fair. Do not push yourself so hard, but not allow yourself to be in a comfort situation. You can challenge yourself with small things like once a week, write something in your LinkedIn, in your Medium, or another media you want. Share something you learned this week. How you solve a problem, a situation. Can be technical, can be about a soft skill, doesn't matter. But share how you solve a problem or something you learned in this week. You can also challenge yourself to speech, to make a speech for another people. You can use the groups that we talked in the last point. You can, if you are shy, you can make a small talk with one person, with 5%. Then you can put a challenge to speak in a conference like this. This speech yourself is an example of a challenge. I am challenge myself to share my first year experiences, and I'm doing it in a second language that I am still learning. So I put myself in a situation that I can make mistakes, and this is okay. You cannot allow afraid of mistakes stop you to do things. In this moment that you are putting yourself challenge, you will meet a good friend of us that is called the Impostor Syndrome. It's a voice in your head that say you're not good enough, you're not capable, or you don't have the skills for do it. Sometimes, oh, you are not a senior. How can you share something you learn? You know nothing. So, to this voice, I want to ask you, who told you that just seniors are allowed to share knowledge? Try to avoid this voice, seeing these situations as opportunity to learn. Is It is already a study method. It's called Feynman method, consisting learn something or study something, trying to make this information simple or easier to explain to another one. So every time you try to teach someone, you're learning. You learn twice. So try to see those situations are opportunities to grow yourself. And if you try to compare yourself with another teammate or a person that inspire you, try to remember uh, who you were yesterday. Not that awesome professional that you are in another career, but yesterday. Try to think about all the things that you learned yesterday and try to think that tomorrow you will be even better. So do not let the afraid stop you. And another tip or point of view that I want to invite you to think about. Nowadays, technology is evolving faster than ever. So every moment you have new tools, new technologies. We don't have right now time to wait someone to be an expert in a subject to learn from this person. We are in this living in a moment that we build knowledge together. Everyone's learn a bit and share it, and this keeps going. We are creating a network of knowledge when everybody learns together and grows together. Even seniors have to study and learn for the whole life. So everybody is in the same, in some point, in the same positions. So these are my tips that I learned this year. And I hope the next year I have some more content to share with you, maybe something technical about testing. What do you think? So if you have some experience that you want to share or you have some question, you can look for me in my medias. This is my LinkedIn, this is my Instagram. Do not hesitate and contact me if you want to share something. And another thing that I want to say, I have some friends here, and I would not be here if it wasn't for them. So thank you, and thank you all that are here